My name is Premaras Das. I'm a monk and I'm 37 years old.
Hey.
Fran Holloway, 18, student.
My name is Jenny Lihavainen. I'm 31 years old and I'm unemployed and part-time student.
Great.
My name is William Gibbs. I'm a retired academic. I live in Mid Wales and I'm 68.
I think they're focusing on welfare cuts, because I know too many people that are literally saying, oh, we're signing on just because it's easier than getting a job and I get the same money.
Yeah.
But defence.
The defence.
Probably,
Right, okay.
At the moment they cut so much everywhere that I don't know where can they cut anymore. Well, being unemployed, you get so little money that even living is impossible.
Yeah.
So I have no idea where could they cut, at least on that sector.
I think we spend far too much on military adventures, and that would be one area where we could save a huge amount of money.
Yes and no.
Okay.
There's before I became a monk, I was actually a working artist,
Right.
And I did a fine arts degree, and I was selling art. I was selling work. I was making a living out of it.
Yeah.
I think there's two sides to it. The arts does need funding, but then I think I met a lot of people when I was at university, and I meet a lot of people now that do art courses and get into arts, and they're not really good enough.
Yeah.
So I'm all for funding arts for people that actually are good enough, and it's worth putting money into them, because you know that they're going to add something to the art world and to the world.
Yes.
I also see it as a waste of money, because I have seen projects which are just there for people that dream of being artists, but they're never going to be. It's obvious they're never going to be.
Yeah.
But it seems to be a good way of kind of keeping a certain money-making machine going.
Yes. Yeah.
There are universities I know that they're just bringing students in because they can make money out of them.
Yeah.
They know they're not good enough.
Yeah.
And I think that's wrong.
Oh, definitely not. Like, education, art's important.
Yeah.
Like, create new students.
Yeah.
It'll be beneficial for the future.
Yes.
Well, because they're cutting everywhere, so I think, it's just fair that they get some of the cuts too.
Yeah.
But I just volunteered for Artis Mundi.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was brilliant, and it's great to see that, at least that keeps still happening in Wales.
I think it should receive cuts in line with other organisations, but not greater than other organisations, which has been the case. So I'm quite happy if the police have been cut by 20%, then it seems perfectly reasonable the arts should be cut by 20%.
Yes.
Yes.
Because then it'll get rid of the people just kind of saying, oh yeah, I'm an artist, and then they should be, if they're an artist, then they should be taught how to sell their work, how to promote their work, not just get grants. And then think, okay, yeah, we'll rent an open store and we'll put on an art exhibition, which is blatantly, people who know about art or are into art will go at it and look at it and think, well, no, that's not really any good. Yeah. And people who don't know about art will go and look at it and think, well, that's not very good.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really help the arts at all.
Yeah.
Doesn't promote them. So, yeah, they should start looking at commercial sponsors. The art world's always been like that.
Yeah.
If you look at any major art movement, they've always had some, unfortunately, rich donor.
Yeah.
Van Gogh, he had people that were giving him the money to paint because they had faith in him. That's still there, but now there's a whole other level where people are like, oh yeah, we want to be artists, but they just haven't got the ability.
No, not necessarily. Like,
You
you do art to enjoy it, to express yourself, not to make money, really.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, but to be commercially minded slightly suggests a negative attitude. If I'm commercially minded, I'm going to lower my standards and I'm going to cater and pander for a lower I don't think that's necessarily true. I mean, I think you can be really commercially minded and go for the higher end of the market.
Yes.
So I think it's very important that that organisations are still commercially minded and looking at the really top end of the market.